Many garden fruits and vegetables seem to flourish all at once. You have this huge bounty in your garden and you can't eat them all. In my case, we're down just to my husband and I, unless one of the kids in their family stop by. So I have to have a way to preserve it. And for many vegetables, I might dehydrate or can. But for pea pods, neither of those options are good. My only option is freezing. Hi, I'm Prepper Potpourri, and I've been making gardening, cooking, preserving, and emergency preparedness videos for over a decade. And today, I want to share with you 2 hacks that I use when I'm freezing my pea pods. Okay, we're going to go through a step-by-step process to make it as easy as I can for you. And let's get started. Step 1, pick your peas. Now, of course, you could buy them in the farmer's market or at your store, but as soon as you pick one of these peas, they begin to start losing some of the nutrition. And I have a video, if you'd like to know more information on that, click in that corner. But I recommend picking your peas and then freezing them immediately. So good. Here we have some nice, delicious sugar pea pods. And down here, we have a lot of our snow peas. Picking time. Today I picked 2 kinds of peas. This is the sugar pea. Can you see how it's fatter? Okay. These are delicious, even eaten raw. And these are my snow peas. See, they're flat. And I'm going to freeze up both varieties today. Step 2, wash your pods well and cut off or remove that blossom end. And if you have sugar snap peas, you want to remove the string from each bean before you freeze them. Snow peas are ready, as you can see. I always take the strings off the snow peas too, not just the sugar peas, but that is optional. Step 3 is a little controversial. Should you blanch them or should you not? I blanch them. It's not that hard. And what blanching does is stop those enzymes from ripening that pea pod anymore, and it preserves that vibrant green color. But you could skip this step if you don't care. However, I want to warn you, it could change the texture. Now you want to fill up a pot with a gallon of water. And we put a lid on, and we put it on a burner, and we're going to wait until we get a good rolling boil. Now, you're going to want to put 2 cups at a time in the boiling water. Let's get 2 cups here. Maybe just a couple more. Okay. Now you could use a strainer basket in boiling water, but what I like, can't find them anymore, but this was great. It was Rambo Valley Farm, and it was a reusable blanching bag, and I used them all the time, but I can't find them. So I did find these produce sacks in the grocery store, and here's one here. These are by Earthwise. See, it's a mesh bag with a drawstring at top. So we're going to use this and see how this works out. And I'll try to find an Amazon link and put it below for these. Just open our bag, put it in there. Drawstring. Okay, we're ready. And a good rolling boil there. Now we're just going to put our bag in the rolling boil here. And because these are thin, we're going to time it for a minute. Okay, Google, set a timer for 1 minute. Place lid on and boil. For our snow peas, a 1 to 1.5 minutes is enough. But for our sugar snap peas, they're much thicker, so you want to do it for 2 minutes. Step 4, you need to cool them. You can put them in a bowl of ice water, but I prefer this. Just put them under a running faucet for 2 minutes and make sure that water is cold, and you will cool them off just fine without having to get ice out of your freezer. Now, I like using these bags too because you can squeeze some of the water out, which makes the next stage a little easier. Now, step 5 is important to thoroughly dry your pea pods. You can use toweling or towels, whatever, but lay them out and pat them dry before the next step. Because if you don't get it dry, I just threw these in a bag quick after. I thought I had dried them off, but you can see I haven't enough because we've got a little frost in there. Won't hurt it, but let's dry these so we don't have to worry about it. And step 6, what I like to do, it's one of my hacks, is called flash freezing. I lay the pea pods all out on a tray, stick them in my freezer for about an hour or so, and let them freeze completely before I bag them up. But again, you can skip this if you want, and you can just place them in your bags or your containers. I like using vacuum bags and vacuum packing them because it makes it more frost-free, but you can do whatever you want. Just the nice thing about fast freezing is when you take the pea pods out of the freezer, they're not one big icy clump. They stay a little bit more singular, easier to cook up. But again, up to you. Placing them in our freezer for at least an hour. We want them all frozen. Okay, here they are, fresh out of the freezer. See a couple of them, you know what that is? That's water that I didn't completely dry, but it won't hurt anything. Just gonna put them in our bag. You could use a Ziploc bag or other containers that you use in the freezer, but I prefer vacuum packing them. Okay. Oops, one more. Take it down. Time to vacuum pack. Okay, so now we're just going to turn it on. And these aren't moist, so it's in the right setting. We're just going to put it in. Oh. Okay, it's sealing the bag now. There we got it. Nice tight bag there. One more thing we have to do. Gotta label it. So we got snow peas. And it's 7/23. Now we're just going to stick them in the freezer and we're done. Now you might ask, how long do those pea pods keep in my freezer? Well, to be honest, if it's kept at 0 degrees, they will keep forever. But they will gradually lose texture, maybe some taste, but you can still eat them. But I recommend trying to eat them in a year's time. That way when you have another harvest for your garden, you got room in your freezer to put those new pea pods in. I hope you're having a great pea harvest and enjoying the bounty in your meals. So good. I love it with just a little olive oil and garlic fried up. Nice and crispy. So good. And I love to have it all year long, which is why I freeze them. So, I have to ask, do you blanch or not blanch? And if you're interested in nutritional loss and kind of things happening with your food supply, watch this video.